Hey, what's up guys? This is Travis and welcome back to another Dirtbike magazine video. In this one, we are testing the all-new WR125R from Yamaha. We already released a video explaining the details on this all-new model from Yamaha, but let's review quickly. Before you assume this is a TTR 125 with a dual sport kit on it, let's take a closer look. This is an all-new platform with all-new chassis and different engine, literally sharing no parts with the TTR 125. With the small displacement of 125 cc's and low claim seat height of 34.4 inches, the WR125R is aimed at entry-level riders, but its reach doesn't stop there. The bike is useful for a wide variety of rider abilities and applications. Its fuel-injected, liquid-cooled, single overhead cam 4-stroke engine boasts variable valve actuation (VVA) with 2 intake camshaft profiles to maximize power across the RPM range. The VVA system uses 2 intake cam profiles, one for the low RPM and the other for high RPM, which are switched according to engine speed and throttle opening to optimize low to mid-range torque and top-end power. The single-cylinder engine also delivers excellent fuel economy with a nearly 200-mile range. The transmission is 6-speed and clutch is cable actuated. Suspension duties are tasked to a KYB 41mm conventional fork and KYB shock. Neither of them are damping adjustable, but WR125 riders can change shock spring preload. The travel is 8.5 inches up front and 7.3 inches in the rear. The WR is built around a semi-double cradle steel frame and rolls on full-size 21-inch front and 18-inch rear wheels wrapped with Dunlop 605 tires. The fuel tank is 2.1 gallons. Topped off, the WR125 is said to hit the scales at 304 pounds. WR125 riders can check the fuel consumption, distance traveled, motorcycle location, and more via Yamaha Motorcycle Connect, Y-Connect, a free smartphone application available for iOS and Android. Viewing incoming phone calls, emails, and message notifications are other features of Y-Connect, which use the LCD dash as its interface. The front brake features a 267 disc up front with a 2-pot caliper and a rear brake with a 220mm disc and 1-pot caliper. The front brake also features ABS with a Bosch hydraulic unit for braking confidence. To top it off, it has a smooth, flat motocross style seat that also has a grab handle to lift the bike out of sticky situations. It also has an optional lower seat for riders with a smaller inseam. The 2026 WR125R is available in Team Yamaha Blue and Black, and both colors have the same suggested retail price of $39.99. That's enough information on the bike. Let's take it out and see how it does on and off-road. We'll have a detailed explanation of the bike in just a little bit. Gene Turner and myself were able to log some miles on the all-new WR at Rower Flats OHV in Southern California. We're excited to give you two different perspectives on riding it. We hope that'll help you guys decipher who this bike might be for and if it's the right bike for you. Let's see what Jean had to say first.
Okay, so we just finished our ride. We got to spend a good couple of hours on the bike. I spent a lot of my time today thinking of this from the perspective of a beginner rider, because that's really who this audience is. This is going to be great for teen and adult beginner riders. And the thing is, I see a lot of people wanting to trend toward a small bike because I'm just starting out. But the best way to do this, my advice always is start on the largest bike that you can fit. So that's the strength of this one. It's a small displacement. It's very approachable, very inexpensive, but it does also have the full-size wheels. So having the 21-inch front and the 18-inch rear, that is going to make things a lot easier. It's going to roll over larger bumps a lot easier, and it also has very good stability. At 308 pounds, is it light? Is it heavy? That's always a relative question. I think on the trail, how it wears the weight on the trail is the important factor. And that is what I think it does really well. The little bit of extra weight that you would have compared to an off-road bike or a motocross bike, it's gonna lend a little more to stability on the trail as well. And I think that's a very big plus for beginners also. Suspension is nice and plush and cush on both ends. So what you can do is just sit down and roll over some pretty big bumps. I was trying that sort of at beginner speeds, just in a seated position. How is this going to handle this? It does exceptionally well. It stays very planted. It tracks really well through the bumps. And I think that's going to appeal to a lot of beginner riders. Also on the street, if you want this to kind of scoot around town, it's pretty exceptional at doing that as well. Yes, it is a small bore. It's only 125 cc's, but it really can rev out. It does a really good job of spreading that power out so that on the lower end, it runs very clean, very lean, and it's going to stay fluffy power. It's not going to be real reactive, which is also something that I think beginners are going to appreciate, because you're not going to get any of this. You're not going to do some whiskey throttle stuff. It's very forgiving, it's very predictable, and it's very stable. Then also, when you get into the higher RPMs, it's going to pull a little bit harder up top, and there it is going to start being a little more reactive, which is going to be fun for the more experienced riders. So I think that they really did a good spread of the power, and also just a very good spread of appeal to beginner riders, and I think experienced riders are going to have fun on this as well.
Now that you've heard from Jean, I'll put my 2 cents in. Keep in mind, I have a motocross background at intermediate level with some off-road riding mixed in. I'm 5'8" and 158 pounds. First, I will say that a bike at this price point in 2026 with full-size wheels is just awesome. The days of bikes costing sub $10,000 are becoming rare, especially in the dual sport world. The KTM 500 can be $14,000, and you can only imagine the new Ducati will fall in line with that as well. I was able to ride the bike several hundred miles over the period of a couple days. The bike is surprisingly capable with only a 125 engine under the hood. It can billy goat up hills and hit speeds high enough to keep up with traffic on city roads. I was able to get the WR up to 68 miles an hour on the highway. You can really see how the VVA system was able to spread the power and make it useful for various applications. I will say, when climbing up hills or going through rocky obstacles, the bike likes to be high in the RPM range. If you lug it like maybe a larger displacement motorcycle, the power kind of falls flat on its face. Don't be scared to downshift and let the 125 scream a little. It doesn't mind living there and has a lot more oomph when tackling different terrain. The suspension is plush for fire roads and street riding. More aggressive drops or deep whoops can bottom out the bike. It can do it, just be aware the suspension isn't tuned for hardcore off-road obstacles. I'm more of a front brake guy, maybe drag the rear brake a little bit into corners. That being said, on steep terrain, the front brake works pretty well. It does take a little time getting used to the ABS if you aren't a person that normally has that feature on your motorcycle. The rear brake also does its job. The Dunlop tires work surprisingly well. I was worried that without more aggressive knobbies, the bike would be in a full slide the entire time on the ride. This is a great crossover tire that provides confidence on the road or dirt. If you push the bike's limits a little bit, like I tried to do, you'll start to slide. I noticed it more on steep downhills when both brakes were locked up, the butt of the bike wanted to slide a little bit. No big deal, every bike's going to do that, especially in Southern California when it's dry. The weight of the bike isn't noticeable when riding. It feels light and nimble on the trail. The only time where you might notice that weight and it shows its face is when you get it stuck or have a tip over. While riding the bike, I never once thought, oh, this bike is too heavy. Fuel economy is mind-blowing on this bike. I rode 80 miles on one of the days and it just sipped fuel the entire time, no matter how hard I rode it. This bike will have no problem going on an all-day trip. It's likely that your friends will be fueling up before you do on the WR. In my own opinion, who's this bike for? Or where can this bike be used? Obviously entry level, a great starter bike because of its low price point, full-size wheels, and tamed mannerisms. This bike will help build confidence for newcomers into the off-road riding world. This allows entry into the sport to be less daunting. We don't want to scare people away from riding off-road and getting into it. It has a big bike platform with 21 18-inch wheel combo that helps get new riders used to it and transition easier to larger displacement machines if they want. The bike checks all those boxes and offers a welcoming platform to have fun and get more butts and seats. A family won't break the bank buying this bike brand new compared to other models in a similar range. I can also see this bike being used as a utility sled, loaded on the back of an RV for camping trips or at the races. Example, you're at NGPC in Blythe and you wanted to go rip to the store for supplies or ride part of the course to see it early on. This bike can do that. I'd personally love this bike as a film rig. It's great to see Yamaha producing new dual sport bikes like the WR125R. Maybe, just maybe, if we find a genie and use one of our 3 wishes, we could get a 450 or 500 model dual sport. We'd love to see Yamaha dive deeper into the dual sport realm. The WR is a capable and well put together bike. It's fun on the trail, keeps the budget low, and allows new riders to explore the beauty of motorcycle riding without being overly intimidating. We hope this review helps you get a better taste of the WR125R and if it's the perfect bike for you. Before you head out, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to head over to dirtbikemagazine.com for all the latest news, reviews, and bike tests. We'll see you down the trail.